If you click this video and you're on the fence of whether or not you should start a clothing brand, if it's something that you really want to do, just start. Do it. It's worth it. You don't need to watch the rest of this. If you do choose to watch the rest of this, I started a clothing brand 6 months ago and this is my honest review. Some of the pros is you really feel a sense of appreciation when you see your physical product and you see the people wearing it and you get to hold the thing that you've designed in your hands or wear it. It was very rewarding and it's easy to upscale if you have the right mentality. It is something that feeds into itself, and if you did want to continue it, you do have the opportunity. If it's what you want to do, just start. It takes a while to set up. I'm gonna be honest with you, it takes a while to set up, but once you have that system, it's quite streamlined after that. So first of all, my name's RK. I help young creators monetize their craft. A couple cons after 6 months is there is a lot that you need to set up, especially in the first few months. And maybe this is a good time to rethink, is it the clothes that you want to do, or is it something else that is a part of making the clothes? So I have a friend who made clothes, but then he realized graphic design is the thing that he wanted to do. So then he went fully into that. So that is something to think about. Another con is finding manufacturers is really hard, especially if you're not native to the place that most manufacturers are, which is China, most of the East Asian countries, right? You're going to have a really hard time finding someone who's going to be able to communicate with you effectively and be able to get you what you want. This was definitely a con when I was starting out. The time that it takes for you to design, order a sample, the sample to come in, do the photo shoot, and then get clothes out, it takes a while. Stock moves quite slow, and sometimes you'll order a sample and you'll think everything's perfect. You'll have the photo shoot ready, and the sample comes in, the stitching is not correct, or the sizing is not correct. And then you need to reorder another sample so it fits on your model and everything. It takes time, and the overall process of making your designs into a physical thing takes a while, especially if you want to do pants. If you can get a good pant out in the first 1 or 2 seasons of you doing this, I will be so jealous of you, because especially with OEM pants, OEM means when you want a specific cut that a manufacturer doesn't have, you have to provide the measurements. And providing measurements for a pant and getting the correct fit that you want is really hard. If you can do that, I'll be very jealous of you. Another con is finding people to help you and actually be invested in the idea, especially if you don't have a USP, a unique selling point. So what a USP is, every clothing brand has a unique selling point. What makes them unique from other brands? If you don't have a USP, finding people to collaborate with and finding people who are genuinely going to be invested in the brand is really hard. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants different things. If you have this very general scope, then everyone's going to want a piece of it, but no one's going to actually want to put effort into it. It's hard to explain until you actually do it. But my advice is you have to draw a line in the sand of what is your brand and what represents your brand and what doesn't represent your brand. And if someone is on your side of the line when you draw that line in the sand, those are the people that you need to work with. So 8-step framework. How I personally started was I created a couple of designs and then I run this survey between all my close friends, asking them which of the designs that they like. I first posted these designs and I made it quite fancy just so I can have some content out. And then I ran a survey saying, which one of these designs do you like the most? It wasn't a pre-order, it was a expression of interest for a pre-order. So it was free and everyone did it. And I got 2 designs out of it. And those are the designs that I went through in spending money on. But initially, the money that I wanted to spend on the samples, I wanted to create within the brand. So what I did is create a sticker pack, and I sold stickers for around $7, and I got a couple of my friends to buy stickers, and I made close to $150 just stickers, and I spent $56 to $60 including shipping. Is very expensive from China. I ordered around 200 stickers. Stickers cost like $30, shipping was $30. So 60 AUD for stickers, and then I got $130 to $150 in return. So the margins are pretty good for the stickers, and I used that capital to fund my first sample. So now I have this sample, I do a photo shoot, I reuse the same clothes. Every model that I work with, I make them use the same sample again and again. I just wash it and I give it to the next person. And then I create this sense of, oh, people are wearing my stuff. And then I run my first sale, which was just one tee and one sweater. And the sweater was well thought out. But something I need to preface is I don't like any of my designs that are up right now. I'm more proud of the current drop that I'm doing right now because I actually have a USP now. My first drop was more general and it didn't align with representing the Indian diaspora, which is what I wanted to do with my brand. And every piece that I do and every piece that I delve into is creatively more and more attuned to representing my people. And I can see that, one, it's more fulfilling, and two, because I'm drawing that line in the sand, I'm finding people on my side of the sand that really do want to help me and are really pushing the brand forward. So I'm very excited for everything that's going to come. But 8-step framework, if you do want to start, first of all, I've talked about this a couple times already. Have a USP and a target audience and the type of people that you're going to help. If you want a persona, there's a full template. You scroll down, there's my waitlist for my community. Join it. First 25 people get a full session with me for free, one-on-one, and we'll talk about setting up a full actionable plan of how you can monetize your craft. And you'll also get free resources like the persona template. They'll help you create your persona easily. All for free, no brainers. The first link down below. So now you have your persona. I would first create a separate business account for all the transactions, especially if you're working with like dodgy manufacturers, Alibaba, some sites that aren't that safe. And it also stops you from accidentally overspending on your day-to-day and then taking some money from your brand. Number 3, the third thing that you need to set up is an e-commerce site. I would recommend do the transaction-based payment sites that are free inherently. So I use Square, and what Square does, it takes a percentage, I think it takes 1.29% of every transaction that's made instead of charging me for a monthly subscription. So especially for someone that's small, that's very useful, because if I'm selling a $35 t-shirt, I'm getting $34 back, and I'm not paying $12, $15 every month for something like Shopify to keep my business up. Starting out is really slow because you're still learning a lot and you don't want to be bleeding money for random things like a website. Number 4, I talked about this already. If you want everything to be internal and you want all the capital to be created internally, I would start small. Starting small is very useful as well. So I started small, I created sticker packs, and actually let me show you. So it's just something small like this, right? So I just get 4 stickers and I give it out, I sell it for $7. And then I got the packaging from my local $2 store, packed it all myself. Especially the thing with the small things, why they're very important, especially when you're starting out. People stick it on their laptops, people stick it on their drink bottles, and then they go out into the world, right? This is very small in terms of the level of entry of someone wearing it. So technically a sticker is something you're wearing. If you're putting on your laptop, it's part of your outfit, right? And when they go out and then people see this and they're like, oh, what's this? And then that sparks a conversation up. So it's just so when I drop my t-shirts, or when you are going to make more clothes in the future, if people can subconsciously in your area have seen these stickers, if you give enough out, I made 200 of these, I gave them out to literally everyone. I started giving them out for free, right? Every person that I see, every photo shoot that I did, I start giving them out for free. People start recognizing it. Once you have that, most of the time, the manufacturers, especially Alibaba and everything, something small like this, they'll send you more. I ordered 200, I got sent like 300 in total. And I got another 100 for free because there's one of them that was kind of dodgy. And then I emailed my manufacturer and then I got her to send me another 100 for free. So I started small with one product. So that was step 4. So keychains, you can do keychains is quite hard because the actual mold costs quite a bit to make the actual mold for a keychain. I would start small with something like stickers, tote bags, if that's what you're into, scarves. So start small, right? Just little reminders, little hints that I'm here. And then come out with 1 good design, 2 good designs, and make sure that you find a good manufacturer in your area. I wouldn't recommend, me personally, I wouldn't recommend Alibaba Chinese manufacturers unless you're native to that area or quite close to that region. Because one, shipping is very expensive. You might not think so, but shipping is very expensive, and then it takes quite a bit, especially for samples to come in, and because it's so far away. I would recommend going local and finding someone local. It is going to be a little more expensive. It's going to be like $10 to $20 more expensive. You're going to get samples in a week, and you're going to have someone that you can talk to and communicate with. If you are a local in that area, you're going to have someone you can talk to and communicate with on the phone properly, in person properly, and even on email properly. Because the thing with Alibaba and all these international manufacturers, especially if you're not native, is communication at times can be really hard because there is the language barrier. And most of the times, these manufacturers, they aren't even the ones who are talking to you. They get people to kind of do call servicing, but on text for you on the service that they're doing. Most of Alibaba just runs off texting, which isn't the best for business at the end of the day. Find a manufacturer in your local area. Just search up on Google, printing clothing manufacturers in my area. They'll have blanks, and then you can just give them your design and then they'll print it for you. So start with the sample. Now that you have your sample, do one photo shoot. Make sure it's simple. Don't do anything crazy. Make sure it's simple. Just show how the clothes should be worn, and then show the clothes itself, and then run pre-orders. The reason why we're running pre-orders and not ordering stock is I would teach you how to order stock and how to do the stocking, but I don't even do it myself. Because why pre-orders is so important is because you don't have the capital right now to waste money on stock. Because if you buy, let's say you buy 30 t-shirts, just expect 4, 5, 10, just expect as low as possible, right? It compounds. If you're going to spend $20 on a tee, including shipping, times that by 30, that's $600. And then if no one buys your stuff and only say 3 people buy your stuff, now you're down $200, $300, $400. Run pre-orders, make the people buy the clothes, and then put in the bio of your pre-order that it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to ship, and then ship it. What I would do first for shipping, you need to work out poly mailers from your local. If you're in Australia, so Ozpost has poly mailers, get the poly mailers, and then you have to spend money to ship it out as well. So shipping, you're going to have to spend money on shipping to you, and then spend money on shipping out. So what I did, especially because I knew my first drop, it's mostly only going to be your family and friends. So I knew I'm going to see them. So I gave them a code for free shipping, which sounds like a deal, right? And then for the people who I wasn't close with, I didn't give them the code, and they had to pay for shipping, which is the shipping from manufacturer to here, to me. And then I would hand out physically the clothes when I see the people. But what I'm going to do for the next drop is I'm going to get the poly mails and do the actual shipping process. Now that you've done that, you know how to run pre-orders, you know how to get the clothes out. Social media is very key to get the word out, but it is not your whole business. You need to be very simple, and you need to just show how the clothes are worn. That's all you need to do. All you have to do is get the word out about your USP. I am a clothing brand who does streetwear in Melbourne that represents the Indian diaspora. That's all my marketing needs to be. I don't need to do all these crazy trends. I don't need to do all these crazy TikToks in order for me to get the word out. You draw that line in the sand, and people on your side will come to you and they will support you. Okay, once you get the money, very important, don't take profits out. If this is something you want to do creatively, technically you're doing this for free if it's funding itself. You get the opportunity to be heard, be seen, and actualize your designs for free if it funds itself. You want something that's going to grow naturally with you as a person as you create. So what's going to happen, right? The first few drops that you do going to be more general. You're not going to fully hone in on what you want to do creatively yet. But when you get to your 3rd, 4th drop and you want to do things more creatively, the cost is going to increase as well. But then if you take profits out, if you want to do this crazy piece that isn't mainstream, say I wanted to add like pockets, or like I wanted to do flares, something, right, to this jumper right here, I wouldn't have the money because that's quite expensive. You need to let it grow, so when you grow creatively, it can fund itself, and you basically have a side project that your benefactoring for you. So that was basically it. That's the 8-step framework that you need. That was my genuine review of starting a clothing brand and doing it for 6 months. I'm not crazy good or anything, but it is honest progress, and I just wanted to share this with you. If you do kind of like the things that I'm talking about and you are struggling with monetizing your craft, or even starting in doing something creatively that's gonna fund itself, kind of like my clothing brand, I would love to have a conversation with you. It's the first link down below. Thank you very much.